Hi, my name is Jack Wolf, and I live in Broadview Heights and have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I go to the University of Akron. I do a lot of things and have fun at the same time. I don't let my wheelchair stop me from doing a lot of fun things. When I was a Boy Scout, I earned the rank of Eagle Scout and have earned 102 merit badges. Only about 6% of all Scouts earn the rank of Eagle, which is the highest rank that you can get as a Scout. I really enjoy camping and doing things with my troop. I got to go to Boy Scout summer camp for a week and sleep in a tent. And each year it rained and our van got stuck in the mud, and sometimes it had to be towed out. The mud never stopped me. My troop always found a way to help me circumvent the mud. Next, I want to show you how I played in the marching band. I was a member of the National Honor Society, and I played the euphonium in the band during high school. I even marched in the football games and parades. My dad made a special holder for my instrument and added a second controller so that I could be just like everyone else in the band and be on the field. Now, please check out this video of Tommy and I marching.
I want to do something, I do it like everyone else. Some things we just have to adapt and change so I could do them.
When Jack was 5 years old, he was like any other kid, except we started to notice that he was a little slower than his brother, keeping up with him, going up the stairs and things like that. So we decided to take him to the pediatrician, and he says he'll be fine. So my wife insisted that he see some physical therapists.
When we got to the therapist, she said, you know what, I think we need to run some tests, and from there, that's how we found out his diagnosis.
Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a genetic disorder. It's a neuromuscular disease. It makes it harder for him to do things like to walk and to move his arms.
It's basically a disease where using your muscles, they get weaker over time. There's no real cure yet.
There's nothing you can do to change the muscular dystrophy, so you can do everything else around it. You can make it easier, you can have fun, and do everything you possibly can. Jack always comes up with some sort of challenge, and we always wind up meeting it or exceeding it in some ways.
I want to be in the marching band because of all the friends that I had that are in it.
Jack wants to join band. We're like, absolutely.
So the question was, how is Jack gonna march in a marching band, in a wheelchair, holding this big euphonium?
So his dad had to develop a holder to hold the instrument.
So this is Jack's instrument holder that I came up with after several attempts. I made it so we could just slip onto his handlebars.
To play in the marching band, I had to learn how to play my instrument and move my wheelchair at the same time. I actually couldn't do both until my dad had put a second controller on my wheelchair so I could move, and I've never driven with my left hand before. It took a lot of practice.
But of course, we can't forget about Tommy.
Tommy is my service dog.
He goes to school with Jack, so during practice at school, he's out on the field with him. He may be out of step here or there.
Being out on the field is awesome because everyone I know at school is at the games. We're what everyone's paying attention to when we're out there performing.
Knowing everything was involved to get Jack out on the field, and it all came together, kind of one of those really proud mom moments.
Seeing my son out there performing is just awesome, because I know he's having fun, and it's something he can do with his friends. Everybody gets to see him out there just having a good time and playing his instrument. He can do it all.
I like to play sports like baseball and soccer. I have a special guard on my wheelchair to play power soccer. It's competitive, and I have played in tournaments in Columbus and Indiana. It's a lot of fun, and I get to go fast in my wheelchair. I also tried playing football, but stopped because they made me slow my chair down. I have had the great pleasure of meeting Coach Otterbein and the Hillsdale football team, and they let me join them for the coin toss at the beginning of the game, which was very cool. Here are a couple of videos to explain how I play power soccer and what fun Challenger baseball is in the summer.
New type of soccer has its competitors kicking it from a different angle. It's called power chair soccer, and the game is gaining in popularity in several states. It's the first competitive team sport designed and developed specifically for power wheelchair users. Tonight, members from the Adaptive Sports Program of Ohio battled against the Columbus Crunch at Valley Forge High School.
Typically, there's not been opportunity for individuals with physical disabilities to participate in competitive sports in Ohio. This opportunity and what we've done here has opened up a door for them to participate in soccer, which has similar rules to typical soccer, but it's competitive.
And a good crowd on hand. The season runs from September until June.
Welcome back. Today I was fortunate enough to stop by State Road Park in Parma, where I learned baseball is more than a game, as I met some challenged young people in Ohio I will never forget. Who's your favorite baseball player?
My team.
Your team's your favorite player. That is so cool.
Yeah.
You know my favorite player is now?
What?
Bryce Leach. Talk about a field of dreams. On this day, that's exactly what State Road Park in Parma was. 41 teams from around the state gathering to show heart is always much bigger than the bat.
It's an excellent opportunity for the challenged children of Ohio to be able to participate in a sport that all the other children do participate in.
I've coached many years in baseball, football, basketball, and the last 7 years I've spent with the Challenger League is the greatest time I've ever had.
It makes me feel all mushy inside. I just love it, just to see the smiles on the kids, for them to get out there and be able just to play.
So while the coaches and the parents put in endless hours to make these things happen, the true stars, of course, the 450 kids that came off the bench to get in the game.
Win or lose, I always try my best. And I'm the fastest player on the baseball team. So, you know, they can't stop me on the field.
I'm one of their leading guys.
One of the ladies, so you're the slugger.
Actually, I have a bit of a hard pitch.
Oh, a pitcher.
I play like a couple times and I got a trophy from last time.
You got a trophy?
Yes.
Congratulations. Yes, there is hope for baseball after all. If we only could live life like these kids live America's pastime, we would all be better off for it. All right, and finally, before we go to...
Just because you are in a wheelchair doesn't mean you can't travel. It might be a little more work to get around in the airports and through security, but my family has been to Disney, Universal Studios, and even on a couple of cruises. In the 8th grade, I went to Washington, D.C. and got the pleasure of meeting Sir Richard Branson in the National Air and Space Museum. For my Make-A-Wish, I was one of the first to go through the Harry Potter theme park in Florida and got to meet 9 of the actors from the movies. I went on an Alaskan cruise with my family. Everyone went crazy seeing a dog on board. Tommy went a little crazy too. Just imagine being confined to a small box to do his business. I want to show you some of the other fun things I've been involved in. How many people have been on the front page of the newspaper or were covered on all their local television stations? Have you ever been in a book or interviewed on the radio? Had their picture on the front page of a magazine? Have any of you been a keynote speaker talking in front of 450 people before? I was in a music video too. News crews came to my school and followed me around and interviewed me about marching with the Cleveland Firefighters Pipe and Drum Corps and leading the Cleveland St. Patrick's Day Parade. Here are some examples of the news reports from when I was in the parade.
Now to meet the drum major of today's St. Patrick's Day Parade right here in Cleveland.
Exciting because I've been having a lot of interviews today.
A lot of interviews today. Very cute. That is 9-year-old Jack Wolf, and he is battling muscular dystrophy. But today, he will set the pace for one of the nation's biggest St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Jack will lead the way on a scooter, something his parents say should be interesting to watch.
The first time he got on it, he wasn't sure how fast it was, so he hit the button on it and almost turned it over.
Well, it's the first time in 17 years the firefighters' pipes and drums will not be led by John Coleman. If you remember, he stepped down after winking and nodding at the president during the inauguration this year. Coleman will march this year with the Ancient Order of Hibernians.
A marching band that's been a fixture of Cleveland St. Patrick's Day Parade will return with someone new out front.
Kevin Freeman live with details as members try to put a controversy behind them. Right, Kevin?
That's right, Wilma and Lou. Of course, the St. Patrick's Day Parade kicks off tomorrow right here at East 18th and Superior. And for years, the Cleveland Firefighters Memorial Pipes and Drums, well, they have been a part of this. And despite a little bit of controversy this year, they'll be marching through here tomorrow, but with someone else leading the way. Meet 9-year-old Jack Wolf, a third grader at Chippewa Elementary School in Brecksville.
Excited to be at the parade for the first time.
Jack has muscular dystrophy. He and his family get the honor of leading the Cleveland Firefighters Memorial Pipes and Drums Band in Tuesday's St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Jack will be in his scooter and Mark will be on his bike and Karen and I will be walking with him.
Jack's grandfather is a retired firefighter. He's heard the band play before.
At the end, we got to like play the instruments that they played. Except like the bagpipes, we really didn't like play.
It's a brilliant idea that the Firefighters Bagpipe Band did it. And Jack Wolf, I've met him before out at the muscular dystrophy camp.
For the first time in 17 years, John Coleman will not be out in front of the band. The former drum major quit after he was suspended for waving at President Obama when the band performed in the inaugural parade. This weekend, John was honored in Milwaukee during their parade.
He's a great little boy, and I think I had my day Saturday in Milwaukee. It was John Coleman Day in Milwaukee. I think tomorrow ought to be Jack Wolf Day in Cleveland.
And that whole thing had nothing to do with us or Jack, and it was just something unfortunate that occurred, and that's out of our hands. But I mean, the firemen are there to help, and they're just a great organization, and they have the biggest hearts to help out people and the kids.
Jack says he's excited about his moment in the spotlight. He says he loves the sound of bagpipes from a distance.
When you're close to them, I think they sound terrible.
I have made great friends in helping to advocate for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. One of them is Sarah Burgess, who is a singer who wrote a song to raise funds and awareness for her brother, who also has Duchenne. I was in her music video, Runaway, and my school's marching band played it at halftime show, and Sarah sang with us. Shea Holbrook is another person I met and is a race car driver with a cousin that has Duchenne. I thought I went fast playing soccer, but you should see her zooming by in her race car. It was exciting when I got to start the Mid-Ohio National Race. Wendy Cran is a friend I met who raised and trained Tommy with her group Wives for Kids, which is right here in Ohio. The inmates from Marion and Grafton Prison train dogs to be just like Tommy. I have also benefited from many others like the firefighters and people who care to help find a cure for Duchenne, I want to show you one of the videos I made for MDA.
Hi, I'm Jack.
You may remember our little buddy Jack Wolf from a video created in 2007 portraying a pretty normal-looking boy living a pretty normal life. In 2005, Jack was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a muscle degeneration disease that affects 1 in every 3,000. Today, Jack and his family are learning how to live with the disease and telling us how much the MDA has meant to them.
Since being involved with MDA, we've met so many great people, both the families of MDA's patients and also the people that help get MDA moving.
Every summer, Jack goes to the MDA summer camp. It's only for a week, but it's a week that will last a lifetime in the mind of a boy with Duchenne.
We go swimming every day. We climb a rock wall, which is 50 feet, and it's cool. And we ride horses. We have poker night on Wednesday. We go fishing.
Everyone's support just helps in that. It gives us hope for Jack and for his future, and just giving him a better quality of life.
Jack has progressed to a point where now he's dependent on a wheelchair and a scooter to get around.
And MDA has helped us be proactive on what is Jack going to need next. And so they came over and helped install a chairlift, and Jack was very excited. We got a scooter through MDA, and that helped him, again, be right there in the action with the rest of the family. Life still goes on, and we're still fast-paced.
He is still very active. He plays in adaptive sports league, and then with achievement centers, he plays football now.
Thanks in part to the MDA, Jack is able to continue doing the things he loves most.
There definitely will be a cure. We would like to have it sooner than later.
My family and friends show their support at our annual fundraiser, which is a breakfast with Santa, and we sell out the entire Applebee's restaurant in Strongsville. This is a fun event that we look forward to each year. We also are involved in a yearly walk in which we raise funds for MDA. I have a great time with my family and friends who come to support our search for a cure. This presentation was made in early 2016. Since then, I've joined a venture crew in scouting so that I could be involved as a scout until I am 21. I am now the crew president and the president of the Venturing Officers Association for the Lake Erie Council. I have earned the Summit Award in Venturing, which is the equivalent to the rank of Eagle Scout. I was the honoree at the Good Scout Luncheon in November. I also earned the top STEM award in venturing, called the Albert Einstein Supernova Award. Less than 10 scouts have earned this award. I went to 2 high adventure scout camps, Summit in West Virginia and Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico. I went on the Big Zip at Summit. It's almost a mile-long zip line. I became a member of the Order of the Arrow, which is an honor society in scouting. I had a chicken sit on my head at Philmont, and I did a lot of other fun things there too. I currently have my license and my van so that I can drive myself. I am a student at the University of Akron studying marketing. I was inducted in the Kappa Beta Delta Honor Society and was named the Outstanding Math Student of the Year in my college for 2018. Tommy passed away in February of last year, and we have been helping Wags for Kids by fostering the newly trained dogs before they go to their kids. We have fostered 14 dogs over the past year. This is Tito in the picture with Zippy. I wanted to show you that I really can do like you, and I hope that I was able to inspire you to follow your dreams, because if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to make it happen.